I wanted to make this video because I didn't always quite understand my diet. This is a photo of me when I had been working out for 5 years, and as you can see, I didn't quite look like I lifted because I wasn't paying attention to my diet. And it's very annoying when people just tell you just eat healthy, because what does healthy mean? Healthy means different things for different people. Saying eat healthy is such an oversimplification, ignoring that we have different bodies and our bodies react better to different diets. I want to talk about my diet here. I don't expect you to copy it, but honestly, I learned what works best for me through watching other people on YouTube, so I want to share what I have learned here as well in case you can take any ideas from it. Full disclosure, the reason why I have been postponing making this video is because my meals look nothing like this on a daily basis. I'm such a sloppy cook, so my meals look horrible in real life, but I have put an effort for this video and I made my meals look a little bit more appealing than they usually do, so I think I deserve a like just for that. Like I said, I didn't always have a good idea of what diet worked best for me, and then I just followed the eat healthy advice, which, like I said, it doesn't quite work. I was eating things that are considered to be healthy, but they didn't really agree with my body, and I didn't know them. I had a very annoying issue with stubborn cystic acne for as long as I can remember, and just eating healthy, like people suggested, didn't make that go away. It was only when I switched to a plant-based diet that I saw not only my acne improving for the first time of my life, not even meds had worked before, but I also saw that things that I thought were genetics only, they improved so much as well. Like, for example, I used to really struggle with mood swings, which is probably linked to a hormonal imbalance. That has improved a lot. Soreness from working out has improved a lot. So I really think that the plant-based diet is the diet that has agreed with my body the most. There was a lot of misconception about a vegan diet, especially 15 years ago when I started lifting. People would say that you're going to lose muscle, or that you're going to be unhealthy, that you're not going to get enough iron, protein, omega-3, and it was not the case for me because I'm vegan. Every year my doctor asks for things like iron to be included in my lab tests, and I never really had an issue with iron deficiency. I'm going to talk a little bit about how I go about having a balanced diet while following a plant-based diet, and also while trying to optimize my muscle gain as much as I can. Like I said, I have been lifting for 15 years, so I'm really trying to optimize my muscle gain now. So currently I have been eating more or less intuitively. I still track my protein and I limit the things that I can eat on the weekdays, and then on the weekends I allow myself to cheat days. And the reason why I do that now is because I'm not trying to lose weight anymore. I'm at my maintenance weight, so that has worked well for me. I'm a person that I really work well with flexibility, because I think that when it comes to dieting and training, the biggest thing is consistency, not intensity. You can be intense for a year and then just give up on your diet and training for the next 5 years, and that's not really going to do anything. But if you're focusing on consistency and not being perfect, that's what's going to give you the results. So like I said, I have 2 cheat days now on the weekends, and on the weekdays I just focus on hitting my protein macros and limiting my food so I don't have junk food on the weekdays. So I'm gonna go through what I eat on weekdays, which is when I'm eating healthier, because I think that's what matters here. Nobody wants to see my cheat meals. Everybody knows how to eat junk food. So on weekdays, I start my mornings with oatmeal. I like to add 1 scoop of protein powder to my oatmeals. I don't think it's necessary. I just like to do it because, like I said, I'm really trying to optimize my muscle gain here. There was actually a video that I thought was very interesting. I'm gonna put it here in case you want to take a look. I don't think this creator is vegan, so he can't be biased, but he's talking about how in recent studies they have shown that the amount of protein that is needed for optimizing muscle gain is actually much lower than we thought in the past. And actually they even showed that in some cases a amount of protein that is too high can actually hinder your ability to gain muscle. So yes, definitely something to keep in mind. I personally follow the 0.82 grams of protein protein per pound of weight rule, because that's where some studies show that you have the most potential for building muscle, that you optimize your ability to build muscle. I used to have a much bigger amount of protein in my diet previously, and I did not see a decrease in my ability to build muscle after I decreased the amount of protein in my diet. I actually saw an increase in my performance, and I do think that I was actually able to build more muscle after I made the switch, but I may be biased, who knows. But I think that has more to do with other factors that I wasn't paying attention to before, like the quality of my foods, other than just the amount of protein that I'm eating. So yeah, that's my experience. So going back to my breakfast, I have oatmeal with protein powder, and I also like to add some chia seeds for omega-3. Unlike what people think, you can get omega-3 through other food sources other than fish. I also like to add some fruits to my oatmeal, and I also like to start my mornings with black coffee, and I add some creatine to my coffee. Creatine is one of the supplements that I take on a daily basis. I think that's the one supplement that we have enough researches that show that it actually works if your goal is to build muscle like me. Then between breakfast and lunch, or lunch and dinner, I like to snack as I get hungry now, because like I said, I'm no longer trying to lose weight. When I'm trying to lose weight, I'm more restrict with my diet until I get the results that I want. But right now I'm at my maintenance weight. I already went through a reverse diet, so I'm able to eat a nice amount of calories now. So usually as I get hungry, I'll snack on air popped popcorn. I like to not have oil in my meals when I'm dieting in the weekdays. I find that I work best with a high carb, low fat diet. That might not be your case, but that's what works for me. I also like to snack on fruits, strawberries, apples, bananas, tangerines, whatever fruits I feel like, and I like to have my strawberries with a side of peanut butter. I just try to not overdo the peanut butter because that's a slippery slope. I think we all love peanut butter. Then for lunch, I like to have lentils and quinoa. Lentils is a great source of protein, and quinoa is a complete source of protein. Not that it matters that much, because the recent studies have shown that you don't need to be completing your proteins in every single meal like we thought in the past. As long as you have the 9 essential amino acids throughout the day, your body is able to keep a amino acids pool, and your body pretty much will be combining those amino acids for you, so you don't need to worry about that. All you have to do is just follow a balanced diet, and that's enough. The same can be said for a non-vegan diet. Some people will have a all-fruit diet and call that a vegan diet, and they'll claim that they had health issues on a vegan diet, when that's far from the truth. You had issues on a non-balanced diet, and that can happen too if you don't follow a vegan diet. If you have a non-balanced diet, then you probably have health issues. So besides lentils and quinoa, which I prepare in my rice cooker, so it couldn't be easier than that, I also like to have some veggies. Right now I have been having some carrots and cucumber, and I like to chop my veggies before I eat my meal, because I find that veggies are the one thing that don't store well after they have been chopped. Everything else I prepare in the weekends, and I just leave it prepared in my fridge, ready for me to just put in the microwave and eat. And I like to have hemp seeds with my lunch as well. Also another good source of protein. And then for dinner, I usually have chickpea pasta, which couldn't be easier. There's nothing easier to prepare than pasta. Another great source of protein. It is a little bit more expensive, so if you don't want to spend money on that, maybe consider doing chickpeas only. It's just not going to be, I think, as tasty as the pasta. To my pasta, I like to add tomato sauce, and I just get a pre-made tomato sauce because ain't nobody got time to be preparing tomato sauces. I don't have the patience anyway. And then I like to have also a bowl of spinach with my pasta, and I just season my spinach with lime and salt. Full disclosure, I wasn't always able to just eat raw spinach like I do now. I started with shakes, so I would do spinach with bananas or spinach with apples. That's how I got started with greens. I didn't gravitate towards greens in the past, but now I enjoy having my spinach raw. But yeah, I know it's not for everyone. Also, spinach is a great source of iron. Whenever I talk about my vegan diet on social media, people keep questioning if I have an iron deficiency. Like I said, my doctor tests me every year, and I never had an iron deficiency because I follow a balanced diet. If you're vegan, the only supplement that you need, and of course I'm generalizing here because we are going to have specific needs for ourselves, but as a vegan, you need B12. I have a problem with taking synthetic vitamins B. I may have an allergy or something. Whenever I do take pills, I will break out and I'll get headaches. So what I do now is I'll buy the liquid form, so I can take just a little bit once a week, and that's enough to keep my B12 levels in a healthy place. I'm a huge fan of exclusion diets, which is when you follow a restrict diet for a period of time and you just exclude certain things that you suspect are triggering you some type of allergy or are not agreeing with your body in general. Even if they're considered healthy for somebody else, they might not be for you. That's how I was able to exclude soy from my diet, which is something that I may have an allergy because since I excluded it, my skin cleared out. Currently, for supplements, what I've been taking is protein powder just because I enjoy it. I don't feel like it's needed. Also creatine, vitamin D, and B12. Those are the only supplements that I've been taking in addition to my diet. I hope you were able to get some ideas from this video. Like I said, I don't expect you to follow my diet to the T. That's not how we go about it. But the way that I figured out what works best for me was through listening to experiences of others. So I hope that this video can help you somehow. Let me know here in the comments if you have any questions, anything that you want to say. I read and respond to every single comment here, and let me know what you want to see next. See you next week.